Evening, folks. Everyday KT number 80. That is a hell of a lot of videos. I know that there's a ton of amazing TV shows that never made it this far, so I'm pretty stoked about it. Today, fifth, or a factor of 5, so it's live KT. Q&A, whatever you got going on, throw up the questions and see what kind of shenanigans we can get up to. Probably not going to do much yoga tonight. Hey, Mike. Because that shit's hard and it hurt. So, see what we got going on. So you guys got anything? You guys been up to anything fun today? So far, I've got one in a cast. One's gonna go gonna go back to the urgent care in the morning to check out an ankle. So should see what kind of shenanigans it's gonna be going on tomorrow. I know not a hell of a lot tonight. Other than that, well, hey Angela, welcome to the shenanigans. Ooh, good tagline. Welcome to the shenanigans. No, this isn't booze. I had to bring my mom to work tonight, so water. Hey Kim. Hey Kim. Hey, so starting to get a few folks on here. As always, on the whatever factor of 5 episode number that we might be on, Q&A straight up. So any questions you've got, send them out there. Let me know. Especially with all that crap with the yoga, I'm sure there's plenty of people with all kinds of shenanigan questions trying to figure out what in the hell that was all about. And, well, any other shenanigans we can get going on. Multiple what? So let's see here. Oh, so while waiting for a decent question, throwing out some Kiltology for you, and this has to do a lot with the yoga shenanigans that was going on. It's Kiltology number 351, Curiosity. It is a well-known saying that curiosity killed the cat. The only thing curiosity did for a kiltie was get him on the business end of a curious lass's father's shovel, pitchfork, or other implement of retribution. The worst part about the situation is the kiltie was not the curious one. So I'm sure any of you who've gone chasing kilts understands what that is all too well. And thanks for the vote of confidence on the yoga, Angela. It was a learning experience. I think that I'm going to give that a shot. Actually, try to do some yoga because, like I said, when I was actually trying to do it and trying not to fall on my face, I used to be an athlete, and I fancy myself. I was in fairly decent shape. So I'd love to get back to that because, regardless of who you are, what you're doing, and where you are in your life, if you're comfortable with where you are, so be it. And if you're not, change it. There's a lot of folks who say, you know what, I don't care what people think about how I look, and I'm happy with who I am. Well, I'm be much happier if I was closer to where I was than where I am now. So I'm going to, like I said, change it, do something about it. See if I can't get to the point now where I can go do that kilted dunk tank that everybody keeps asking me to do, and not be too worried about getting all the water splashed out in the first time I'm dunked. Might be interesting to see how that goes. Thanks, Chris. I'm impressed I survived without a broken anything. So you guys have any questions, curiosities, silliness, any other whatevers? Hey Dave, welcome to the fun. I'm actually surprised it's 9 o'clock Eastern on a Saturday night, and the preferred shenaniganizing is here, which You know what? I'll take that as a compliment. So who else is out there watching? Let me know who else is joined in. I can't see on my screen everybody who joins unless they actually speak up and say something. I'm sure there's plenty who would rather just sit and watch anonymously, but you know what? It's hard to talk to people when you don't know who's out there. Relaxing. Oh yeah, Seattle. I keep forgetting about that. There's a significant time difference between here and there. You know. So that's awesome. Hey, Chris, you're gonna have do me a favor someday. Swing by the Utility-Kilts store and get a shot out in front of it. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe do a video from out front. It'd be very awesome. Last night, yeah. Well, so yeah, I did get a little introspective last night with the last night, and it's something to be said. I mean, you've got family. I mean, that's where you came from, and those are the folks who are going to be there when you got here. They're the same folks who are going to be there when you go back in, or you go back out. You know, so family's what you've got, and those are the ones you can count on the most. So you know, gotta make sure that those are the folks that you pay the most attention to. You know, and of course those friends aren't necessarily, you know, blood relatives. They could be that person that you've known for 35 years. You could take 10 years off, give them a call, and it's like you never disappeared. So those are the folks you got to keep tabs on. Make sure you know where they are, what's going on, and if the shit hits the fan, you know, make sure you're the one there holding the umbrella. Why is my shirt backwards? My shirt backwards is because I'm using the forward camera on my tablet. So the reason all this stuff is backwards, this is backwards, but if you notice there, right behind me, that's not backwards. Thing is, I'm using the forward camera on my phone, which is the one that's on the screen. If I swap it around, this is the one on the back. Notice, the camera date reads properly, but the print is backwards. I actually printed my crest backwards because this is a lot of people call it a selfie cam. This way I can do my live videos with you by myself. I can see that I'm in the frame. I'm actually talking to the camera specifically instead of pointing the camera that has everything facing or spelled the right way, and wind up where I do half of the video like this just because I can't tell what my angle is. So that's why a lot of the videos, if I have text anywhere in it, unless it's that particular piece of paper right there, it's backwards. The other cool thing is when I go like this, from me, it's my right. I see it on the camera, on the tablet, it's also on the exact same side. So it's like looking in a mirror. So I think it's pretty cool. I know it plays havoc with some stuff, but yeah, I think it's most effective to do the live videos, which is why people are watching this, because it's live, it's not canned, it's not produced. I'm not spending 12 hours to give you a 6-minute video. You know, you're getting exactly what you see. I mean, I don't edit these at all. Got milk? Actually no, I didn't have any. How many kilts do I have? Last count, somewhere in around 30. And do I ever get bored wearing the same clothes every day? No, I don't. Because, you know, we'll think of it this way. How many people out there wear pants or shorts every single day? Let's see. Most every guy I know that doesn't wear kilts wears pants every single day. That would be kind of boring. Scottish Men in the Elevator video post. If you posted it today, no. I've been running all over the place today. So I haven't actually sat and looked at any videos, not in a day or two. Kelly, kilts. Somebody else just asked that one. I think it was Angela. I got upwards of 30. I've got all kinds of kilts, a lot of tartan ones. I've got a lot. Addison, stop please. Um, I've got some. Actually, probably about a third of my kilts are prototypes that I've gotten from various companies over the years, or they're custom one-offs that I've either requested or found cool material. I think there's a video way back, maybe the first 20 videos, where I go through a lot of the cooler kilts that I have. I usually wear the tartan ones um, a month of different kilts a day. Yeah, I can't do that because they're different sizes. Some of them fit, some of them don't. The prototypes definitely don't get worn because there's not a snowball's chance in hell they could ever be replaced. And in some cases, they can't even be washed. I've got one that was made by Alt Kilt, that the entire kilt is made of a hyper-reflective material that is dark green, but if you flash a light on it, it becomes brilliant white. It's awesome. The glow-in-the-dark kilt, I do not wear that anymore. The buttons are coming a little loose in the fabric, and both the company that made the kilt and the company that made the fabric are both out of business. So it is the definition of irreplaceable. Alt Kilt is still around, so that's awesome. So if I do decide to get another one cool like that, I can get that. Hey Ray, welcome to Shenanigans. The leather ones, they kind of just usually sit in the closet. They don't get a whole heck of a lot of use. I think I gave one to my brother because he was going to something where a leather kilt would have been in his best interest. So hey, swing for the fences, whatever floats your boat. But most of them, they're either canvas or tartan. I will say the silliest one I have, actually no, the two silliest ones, one of them was made of a coated ripstop nylon, which used some kind of waterproofing agent on the inside, and it was touted as being washer safe, and I proved that one conclusively wrong after clearing all kinds of crap out of the washing machine because all of that coating came off the first time I went through the wash. And the other one was one kilt company's attempt at a built-in sporran, which basically means it has a zipper on the front apron of a canvas kilt, and that never actually got worn in public. Received it, checked it out, tried it on, looked at it, I'm like, no way, this isn't gonna happen. So Mike, thanks Dave. Mike, the great things about leather kilts, you get more attention than you'll ever imagine. Bad thing about leather kilts is they are ridiculously good at trapping heat. So if it's cold out, you're going to be warm. If it's hot outside, you're screwed because you are going to be sweating your ass off. The other thing is that they do not stand up to anything at all. You're either going to have a pristine, new, awesome-looking kilt, or you're going to have one that's beat up. Anything in the middle, it doesn't exist. You can't have a sort of worn kind of thing. It's either going to be scratched up and scuffed, and it looks like it's been through hell, or it's going to look brand new. One of the two. And new doesn't last very long. Hey, Doug, welcome to the fun. So, yeah. Yeah, they are really expensive. So you can find, there are a couple of companies out there that do leather kilts that are cheap, but as previously said, they are cheap. The leather may be really thin, it may be vinyl, it may be, I don't even know what. I think I've seen them that are made out of the same crap as a Barca Lounger. The buttons and the metal fittings are probably cheap. The buckles are on the cheap leather one that I've seen they were kind of sharp and they didn't really fit well. So I'd be real careful there. Ray, hand wash cycle on a machine with a kilt. If it's a cheap, and by cheap I mean inexpensive to you kilt, and you are comfortable with having to replace it the next day, then sure. Anything handmade, hell no. Anything that's really expensive, no way. I hand wash all of my kilts, with the exception of a few of my canvas ones, just because I know that they can take a beating. And even then, I put it on the most or the least dangerous setting on the whole machine. So it's kind of barely getting washed. It's getting soaked with a little bit of agitation. So, like I said, mostly hand washing the kilts. No, Dave, no one wants any chafing with rough materials. That's why chainmail kilts are not a thing. I have been offered them before, and I told the guy who was going to make it, and I said, hell no. Kevin, socks up or down in the boots? Yes, Mike. Roberts, our kilts, leather kilts, are epic. They're amazing, especially the, like, it's like a antique brown bronze or something. Awesome kilt. Just so expensive. So, Kevin, socks up or down with boots? Depends on the boots, depends on the mood, and depends on if you like them that way. I have seen them both ways. I prefer them down. I have also seen a good number of people wear them pulled up, with and without flashes. So it is completely up to you. If you're comfortable with it, swing for the fences, man. Leather kilts uncomfortable? Yes. Like I said, they are strictly for shenanigans. Daily wear with a leather kilt, unless you work somewhere where that is a requirement for your employment, I would say no. Yeah. I think I've worn my leather kilt out a couple of times. I think there's a picture I did. I was channeling my inner Darth Maul with a leather kilt on somewhere. So I think it's out on the Brotherhood of the Kilt page, or maybe or the KT the Kiltman page. Lucky me, the leather kilt was a prototype, so I didn't have to bite the bullet on that one. I think it did have a couple of stitching holes where they misstitched a pleat or something like that. So there were a couple of holes in the leather, which, if you're going to buy a leather kilt, there's no holes anywhere where there's no thread. So it was fine. But yeah, that one hangs in the closet next to a couple of other prototypes. Status of the new BOT, the new Brotherhood of the Kilt shirts. I am going to... one of the other guys in here, I think Mike, said he has the potential to be able to assist with that. So I'm going to see about working with him. Leather kilts, yes. In order to get a leather kilt made, well, actually, Ray, any kilt that is going to fit you is going to be made by hand. There are very few people out there who can buy one off the peg, off the rack, whichever you want to call it, and it fits them just right. Very, very few people. You can get them to fit mostly, but if you want a kilt that's gonna be just plain awesome, you find a very well respected, trained kilt maker, and you have them make it. And then you get measured properly by them, or you have someone near you who can measure you for the kilt, and get those measurements out there so that they can actually get the thing made for you and made right. A well-made kilt is a piece of work, and it's a piece of art. A poorly made kilt is one step shy of the rag bin. Doesn't matter how much money you spend for it. So you just be careful. A great kilt. I actually do. The very first kilt I ever wore was a great kilt, and it was a ridiculous pain in my ass because I did not know what I was doing. So the pros of a great kilt is you're gonna get noticed a hell of a lot. And you do not ever have to worry about pressing your pleats, worry about threads, matching up the tartan in your pleats. You have a very, very few things as far as the maintenance is concerned. That's where the pros end. The cons are you basically have a humongous blanket that you have to turn into clothes, which can be a huge pain in the butt. Also, if you happen to go to the bathroom, and, need to have a seat, you're either going to wrap it up around you or you're going to take it off, which means you have to replete the whole thing again. The great kilt, while awesome, while cool looking, is functionally impractical. If you're going to go to a Ren Fair, sure. If you are doing something super formal where that kind of garment is awesome, I would go for it. But as far as wearing one around normally every day, not for me. Yeah, Josh Brown is an awesome kilt maker. He's a friend of mine. He does amazing things. I personally do not have one of his kilts. I don't think. I don't actually know. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to get one. There's a very long list of kilt makers I intend to have kilts from. I just need to get them. So, you got a second for a question or two? I'm going to have to leave here in a couple of minutes. Like I said, get my mom to work. Dave Crandall, if you go over to the group Kilted United, Josh Brown runs that group. You'd be able to find him very quickly right there. It is, and just so you know, the group is amazing. They are a little on the traditional side. So just keep that in mind when you're over there. There is a crap load, Kilted with a K. Quilted United might get you, I don't even know where it'll get you. Quilted United. So that's one other thing real quick. When you're out and about on Facebook and scouring the web looking for information and kilt groups, you need to, before you post anything, be very cognizant about the tone of the group you're getting yourself into. As we all know, social media and Facebook has a group for everybody. That being said, just because they have a group for everybody doesn't mean everybody's welcome to every group. There are a significant number of very diehard traditional kilt groups. There are a few groups which avoid tradition at all costs, and some who are quite vocal about their set, their MO, I guess, of the kilt group, the theme of it, and how they utilize and perceive the kilt and all things that wrapped around it. So when you're out there going around, just make sure you get a feel for the group first before saying anything, because you don't want to wind up being, one and done, piss off the admin, and you're gone. Let's see if I can type in here. That's the name of the group. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Stand up for what you believe in and everything, but just remember that there's a lot of places where where some people have very set rules for specific groups where free speech is not entirely accepted. So just keep going. So I'm gonna give you a kiltology. I have to get going. We've been on here almost a half an hour already. And let's see. Oh, figures. I open it up, and what is it? It's the same one as last time. Curiosity. So that's not gonna happen. Oh. So we'll do same page, Kiltology number 354. This is something I have a little bit of experience with. Kiltology 354, sunburn. One of the Kiltie's worst nightmares is to wake up with a sunburn in the middle of his back. He can't reach it, can't lay down, can't sit comfortably anywhere, and can't do much of anything that would require any contact with his back without inflicting pain upon himself. The only thing more frightening than the sunburn is the lasses who don't know about the sunburns. As they flock to the Kiltie, they will unwittingly cause him pain over and over. as they give in to the power of the kilt, their innate powers over men failing completely. Now, as I've said repeatedly and over, that's my power. That's the kilt has powers over, well, most anybody. So, you just be careful out there when you're going out and about. And like I said, if you get a sunburn in the middle of your back, it sucks, and you never know who's going to come up and. Well, let's just say that shenanigans have happened and sunburns and backs while kilted suck. So, to that note, I will bid you adieu. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll come up with some interesting and funny, maybe hopefully hilarious stories to regale you with as on Everyday KT number 81. So, you guys have fun. I will see you tomorrow. Be strong. Put a kilt on.